Yeah, for questions for Coach?
So, kind of what was the focus now that you guys are in scouts?
Uh, we spent a lot of time introducing some of the Boston College stuff, especially defensively for us. Offensively we kind of do what we do, so we've been practicing against some of the stuff, but just kind of getting back into the routine of having scouts and speed of practice and all that kind of thing.
Physically, how is the team going into this week?
I think we're okay. I mean, we had a pretty good camp as far as people being seriously. I don't think we've lost anybody for the first game.
Did you get Shamir or any of the other offensive linemen back?
Shamir was out there Saturday.
Oh, or the offensive
Trey
tackles?
Glock and Stickler both came back today, yeah.
When you face a team that is likely going to have a new starting quarterback and it's a new offensive coordinator, how do you prep for that? What
West
film do
Virginia
you
Tech
watch?
film.
Watch Virginia Tech film?
Yeah, which is where he was a year ago.
But and Tolles at Kentucky. I don't know if you watch Kentucky film or how do you?
We don't usually watch people.
Okay.
It's more about the schemes and what they do, and I'm sure that they'll mix and match. Steve's been an offensive line coach, and I'm sure they'll do some of the stuff that they've done. They've been a power-oriented football team. I doubt they'll get much away from that. They'll just encompass whatever. But hopefully you have a package and you practice your defense. And that way you don't get surprised.
Is there any installation left, or is it all now just picking the parts of your packages that you want to use against
Not
DC?
really. Offensively, we've got everything in. We've got more than enough on defense, I'm sure.
What do you remember about that first Ireland trip you took 20 years ago?
I remember Notre Dame beating the hell out of us, but other than that, it was so fast. I mean, we were in there and out. It was just like an away game. It was one of Notre Dame's better teams, Coach Holtz. We had almost beaten them in South Bend the year before, and they were jacked up, ready to go.
Do you take anything you learned, like at Hawaii, or about the long flying in terms of keeping guys' legs fresh and that kind of thing? I imagine there's some trick to that.
Well, you just gotta go. There's no trick to it. I mean, you cut back in practice a little bit next week, and you get ready for a road game, and we'll give them the weekend off, the coming weekend, and hopefully they'll be ready to play. Polish up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and get on the plane. Hopefully they sleep. We'll get there Thursday, work out, play. Both teams got to do the same thing.
Have you picked someone for left tackle yet? How that's going to run the depth chart?
We got 2 or 3 guys at left tackle. Yeah.
Be able to determine or.
Well, Easton's been playing with the ones off camp. I would imagine when something happens, he'd be the guy.
Marshall's picking it up pretty good.
Yeah, he's been out the last 3 or 4 days.
How's the B-back situation? With the still 1A and 1B?
I think it's good, yeah. It's fluid. Got several guys that I feel good about playing, I think.
What does he like about Mills?
He's a good player.
But why is he a good player?
Well, he's got good balance. He's hard to tackle. He's got good football sense. He's got a good understanding. And, hopefully Marcus is going to be better. He's a year older. He was the leading rusher a year ago, so we kind of know what he can do. He's got to hold on to the ball. But I think both those guys are going to help us. They're both good players. They're both better than what we played with a year ago.
Can you tell that having Diedrich is maybe pushing Marcus a little bit?
I think Marcus pushes himself. I mean, Marcus wants to be good, so he practices, he pushes himself. There's a couple of guys. Marcus Allen has played. Quade's done some good things. I mean, there's several guys in there, so it's not, last year we were struggling trying to find guys. This year there's guys in there, so if you don't produce and don't play, somebody else get their turn.
Anything from the scrimmage that you picked up that you didn't see originally?
Not really. About like what I thought.
Scout team quarterback is Lucas
So
and Jared.
myriad.
All right.
There's a bunch of them down there. They just rotate in and out. You got Chase, Brady Swilling, freshman role, just different guys. Can't practice but 3 with the varsity, so, those guys roll.
What would you say the biggest difference is from where you are now to where you guys were at this point last year?
I don't know. I'm not sure you'll know until you play somebody else. I mean, I feel like we've got, clearly our skill positions know more about what they're doing, and even though they're still young, they've played. I think our offensive line is much more athletic. We ended the year with Trey Glock and Will Bryan starting as freshmen, and they're both better players. Freddie's playing better than he did a year ago. Shamir's done much better than he's done a year ago. So I think we'll be better up there, but you don't know until you start playing. I mean, maybe we're not any good on the other side, but I think they'll be better.
Do you have a feel for the defensive line and where they are compared to a year ago?
Well, I think most of those, a lot of those guys have played. Patrick Gamble's played, Chung Gong's played, Keyshawn Freeman's played. So I don't know that they'll be a whole lot different. You just hope they're a year older and bigger. And Kyle had to play last year as a freshman, so he's got some experience. Brentavious Glenn can do some good things. You got a couple of those ends. Henri St. Amour's, played last year. Antonio Simmons. There's more guys to roll, I think.
A couple more for Coach.
Do you think the fact that BC, which is an ACC opponent, is your first game, regardless of the fact it's in Ireland, helped your players focus in a different way during summer practice than maybe if you were opening up?
I don't know. I think last season helped our players focus. I mean, nobody wants to go through that again. That wasn't any fun for anybody. So that was a real reality check for them. They realize it can happen. So, nothing's changed. We coach the same way we coached. We coached the same way in 15 we did in 14. 14 we made plays and we had older guys. So it's and I couldn't. I think last year you could tell a little bit that everybody was blowing smoke up and hyping them, and the way the first two games started, especially offensively, it was like, wow. And then we went to Notre Dame and just played awful and started getting more and more guys hurt, and then it just kind of went downhill.
Is Justin the sort that they'll know that will kind of get under him a little bit and push him?
I think anybody who's a competitor will bother. Yeah.